It's Week 15 of the 2034 season. And up next is this team's superstar wide receiver. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. We're just moments away from the action.
As the weekend approaches, let's settle in and end the week right, son, with an outstanding Thursday night contest here at the NFL on EA Sports. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
We're playing under the lights and some heavy rain here tonight. And off we go on Thursday night. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And we'll get a look at a man who's been around the block quite a few times now in the NFL.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, well, you better finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
Into the hands of Campbell. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
He's keeping it. They get 6 and a first down as well.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
First and 10 gives to Harris. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Pass play now. Pass complete to Campbell. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll give him a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. From the gun, they go with Harris. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first and some room to spare.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's second and 11. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
They're going to throw it on third and long. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down. So they send out the field goal units and try for 3 on this one. From the left hash, 54 yards out. Distance is good, but not the accuracy. He just missed it left. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he's played a major impact in their passing game, too. Look at this. We're near the end of the season, and he's leading all NFL backs in receiving yards. To the air now on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They gain 14 on the play. And that gives them the first. Looking to the air here. This is reeled in by Jackson. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll give him a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Throwing from the gun here. Finds his target, Hall. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. One of the tight ends motioning right. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal attempt. From 37 yards in the right hash. Bates' kick is up and good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. Their offense headed back out for its 2nd drive of the contest. They could only set up a lengthy field goal attempt their last possession, Brock, so some room to improve in how far they can advance the football here. They'll throw to begin this drive. He lets one fly deep downfield. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And it sets up 2nd down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Hauled in left side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
That's caught. He found some space. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 35 out of that one. And it sets up 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Play action on 1st down. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Celebrating a decade in the NFL, he sends it through. And we're all tied up now in the 1st half.
So he makes up for his earlier miss in the game. He knocks that one right through. And it's important for him to move past that early miss, Kate, because you never know if he's going to be needed for a big moment when we get to the fourth.
Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's the long back on the handoff. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Looking for a throw here. Completed over the middle. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And they'll have 1st down. So we're through one as everyone tries to stay warm on what has been a very cold night. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll get back to the action in just a moment. We're back, and we'll join this drive already in progress to begin quarter 2. They're looking at 1st down here. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Finds him on the crossing route. He's got room to roam here. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
I love everything about that play, Kate, so much for a quarterback. When you throw in that crossing route, it's imperative that you lead that receiver. You don't throw where he's at, you throw where he's going. And when you do, yards after catch follow.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. They'll try and punch it in. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
They're running again. And he runs this one in for the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Bates now for the point after. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And these guys break that tie and now lead by 7. Following a touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Starting from the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now this offense getting set to work here. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. Throwing now on 1st down. Complete out to the right. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. They're set up at the 35 now. Running left is Harris. And he's tackled for a short gain. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Staying on the ground with Harris. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Back to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. It's fielded at the 14. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And with precious little time remaining in our season, he's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Stays in the pocket. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. On target to Jackson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips, cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They've got 1st down from the 31. They'll throw it. Short pass brought in. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They kick the running back in motion. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
2nd and 10 now. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. They'll throw it again. He's on the move. He'll step up, and there he goes. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Pass play coming here. That's complete to Jackson. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. He'll throw it. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing from the gun. This one's caught. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. It's the 2-minute warning here in the 1st half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Still sticking with the passing game. And it's caught. Touchdown! These guys grow their lead just before halftime. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And his guys double their lead to 14. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This offense making its way back out now. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Back to throw on 1st and 10. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when he saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down. Here's a throw. Finds him on the slant. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Now they'll throw out of the gun. That's incomplete left side.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
2nd and 10, and they'll stick to the air. Pass complete to Campbell. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Got his target, it's Dillon. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. He'll throw it yet again. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Into the hands of Campbell. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st. 3rd down from the gun. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Campbell hauls it in. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They are throwing it again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that'll give him a 1st down. He's dropping back to throw. Has it at the 7. And in for the touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
They'll set up here for the point after. Extra point sent in through the rain. And these guys chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Sims now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Throw left side, complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
That is the halfway point here on Thursday night. Now we'll toss things to Jonathan Coachman in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got?
All right, Kate.
The rest of the league can wait. We'll see how they're faring later. Our focus, it's on these two teams as we skip halftime and get right back to this contest. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Short pass brought in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 35-yard line.
Here's the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
He's got a man left. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
And 4 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield now. It's his running back. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
1st down, ball at the 36. Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Completed to his running back. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that'll be a 1st down. Running back sent in motion. On target to Jackson. And he'll go down here at the 16.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
From the 16. This is reeled in by Jackson. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. He tosses right to the short side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Motioning one of the tight ends. Throwing now off play action. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Bates' kick is up and good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense ready to get going again now. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Airing it out to start this drive. And not a great choice on first down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so second down coming up. They'll try and throw it here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of fourth down.
There was a theory some years ago, Kate, that you would never run play action on third and extra long like this because that play action is really not going to affect the defense. But what you got to understand is many times you're running that play action because of the great protection. You're actually trying to give that quarterback an extra beat. Well, it didn't work out that time.
On now comes their punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he drives this one into the pouring rain. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Throwing it to start this drive. That one's complete, right side. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 46-yard line.
From the 46. Hauled in left side. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think one of my favorite adjectives, I don't know why, it just sounds good off the lips, is shred. Shredding paper. Shredding the slopes. Or a dude shredding a defense just like that.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Oh, surprise gift to the receiver near the goal line. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. He couldn't get anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
He gets it headed right. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. On 2nd and 15. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Touchdown! It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with. And when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, he'll look for him.
Bates now for the point after. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And his guys take a 3-possession lead. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. That count runs their offense. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3. They go play action on first. Connects on the crosser. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Dillon, a first down carry. And he's able to work this down to the 41. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Now an inside, fights up for tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. Scooped up by the defense. And they'll return it for a touchdown. These guys take the fumble and get 6 out of it. A great return out of him, makes a great play into one of our game's biggest highlights with that touchdown.
Yeah, some serious running back skills right there for a linebacker who doesn't get too many chances to show out like that. The only time we normally see him at top speed, Kate, is when he's running down a ball carrier. But to put that ball in his hands wasn't going to be denied.
Bates now for the point after. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And these guys make it a 24-point ball game. Still reeling a little after fumbling that away, but they're going to get it right back with this kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this Thursday night. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. Second down now, 7 to go. Setting up a throw. Pass complete to Campbell. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got Harris. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And they're going to have a first down. They're throwing it. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
From the 32. It is Cup, left side. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll give him a first down. They are throwing it again. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. These guys making the scoreboard look a touch better. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
He's throwing for it! And he makes the catch, so hope not entirely extinguished just yet. Still a little glimmer remaining as that makes it a 2-score game here late. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Sims now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. That's complete to Jackson. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Play action on 1st down. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's out of bounds after reaching the 40. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. Moves slated downs to approach here from the 40. Motioning the tight end left. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Throwing it again here. Into traffic, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
1st down from the red zone. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On target to Jackson. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
3rd and 4.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. It's picked up by the defense.
Kate, did those sidelines get loud or what? It was practically in unison. Everybody's shouting to jump on top of that one. We just needed an official signal if it was 6 points or a touchback. And fortunately for them, well, it was a touchback.
The offense getting set to go. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Throwing now, following the turnover. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Back to throw. That one's caught along the left sideline. 30. Gets the 10. He does it. Touchdown. These guys can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch who really makes the magic happen.
And that pass is caught. They get the 2 points and a little drama now. We've got ourselves a one-score ball game. Well, I hear you say it all the time, partner. It comes back to that word trust, and they trusted in their offense to go get those 2 points, make this a one-score game. They do their job. Now one big play can change the entire outlook of this game for them.
Yeah, now it becomes about complementary football. As you said, the offense did their job. Now defense, can you not just get a stop? Can you get a turnover? Maybe take it to the house yourself. Either way, that conversion puts them one snap away from a totally different ball game.
Sims now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Airing it out to start this drive. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. To throw it on first down. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be second down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's not going to get much. A modest gain at best to the 41. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Running back sent in motion. He'll throw it. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Steadily keeping him involved in their passing game, Brock, but that throw now didn't work out the way his earlier targets have.
It kind of felt like you could see that from the booth. This defense was sick and tired of this running back catching the ball. Yeah. A whole lot more active in their coverage, and somebody was ready to finally separate the football when it arrived.
That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Well, that window was open down the field, but this league is so fast. And these defenders, well, they closed the gap before that throw could arrive.
2nd and 10 now. Dillon makes the catch. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that gives them the 1st. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he reaches the 35 before going out. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Throwing from the gun here. He's on the... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem? Defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Back to throw it. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Football on that 47-yard line. 1st down. Back to throw. Hits his running back. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. That's knocked away by a defender. Incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
And he's brought down after a short gain. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he's brought down for a loss. The defense calls a timeout. That's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. The give here on 2nd. And he's able to drive up past the 40. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Back to the well again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. They're out now, ready to punt it. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. Begins his return at the 16. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Trying to push it deep downfield. Big gain downfield. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escaped with the victory. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. What a game for our winners as we say goodnight, everybody.